Hello YouTube, I'm coming to share this video with you live, direct, and straight to the point. For all you Christians, I probably am going to offend some of y'all, but that is definitely not the idea. I'm just giving my personal breakdown, and I'm giving my personal feedback on how Christianity ultimately led me to a lot of disadvantages in life. So I want to first start this video off with, I grew up and my grandparents and my family now was very religious. We just gonna use that word. And all they cared about was the Bible, you know. And as a young child, when you little, you impressionable, and all of the stuff that they saying to you is just the truth, because you don't know nothing no different. You just a young kid. Until you start getting older, some kids might be a little bit more it's the word I'm looking for. No, it's some kids that's more, I don't know what the fucking word is. Y'all can think about it for yourself. It's going to slow me down in my storytelling. But some kids think outside the box a lot quicker than other kids like me. You know, wonder if they said that Jesus created Satan in heaven, you know what I mean? And Satan was created in heaven and all of this other, and God created him. You know, how did anything ever get done that was not perfect if they already in heaven? Like, ain't that where they trying to tell us to go, is to come to heaven? So, you know, you got things like that. Then you hear all of the names that they tell you in the Bible is predominantly white people's names. And then you wonder, if a Jesus that really loved you and cared for you, why would he write in the Old Testament, slaves, obey your slave masters and things of that nature? We already know who's the original people who were slaves. Now, yeah, they might have had other races that were slaves, but if you read the history and you go back, predominantly people of melanated color was the ones that's slaves. But we came from this same God. They tell you about this story that's Adam and Eve, but you grow up in life and knowing that there's nothing but segregation. You hear about race and race riots and all of this other stuff. So how is this God the same God as the black God, and it's the God for Jesus, and it's the God for the Muslims, and I mean, like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that's really tied into two or three or four or five or six, because there's 2,000 different religions, and everybody picked so much different stuff out of one book and made it to be that's what they wanted to hear, or that's what they wanted to have. Because I would advise you to go read the Emerald Tablets. You can go read the Ethiopian Bible. There's many different Bibles that you can read about to kind of give some illustration on, you know, what's going on. So I never understood why the black people, or the melanated people, I'm gonna have to call them black, you know, why they so strong on religion and why they pray to God and Jesus and all this other stuff, and they've never seen none of their prayers be answered. Any prayer that has been answered, or if it didn't come, they already have a reason why it didn't come, why God didn't do something. You know, it's never really what God tell you. It's always what a Christian tell you. And I think that's what my biggest issue is with the Christianity stuff, is because, I mean, everything is subjective to what it is that they tell you. It's never what Christ himself tells you, which is like an issue for me. So I've been on the good side, I've been on the bad side. They said that women could be preachers, but then the Bible tell you that women can't be preachers. So then you have to question all of the people that allow women to be preachers. Are they following the Bible, or are they doing something? Like, everything is always subjective to the person that you're dealing with. It's never what the Christians say. Christians say you can't get remarried. How many people of y'all out there know that there's people that's already been remarried 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 times? How many kids that been born out of wedlock? So, like, people have stopped thinking and using the brain that they have to think about some of this Christianity stuff, is because you are God, the woman is God. Actually, if you want to do watch a video about that, the young man's name is Young Pharaoh, and he gives a whole lecture on women is God. But that's not for me to break down and tell, because I might say some shit that's not like he can say it. So the best I can say is go to look up Young Pharaoh, Black Woman is God, and watch that video on YouTube if you need any kind of clarifications on anything. But I'm not getting ready to give a dissertation about that when I don't have all the factual evidence like he did. I did what most people did or need to do, is go and search out the information for yourself and use your own brain to figure out what is and what isn't real, because your body will never lie to you. But they told you that that's God, but that's actually your subconscious allowing you to know how to consciously move in this celestial world that we live in. So start doing some etymology studying, start doing some numerology studying, start doing some King James studying, and find out that his first book that he ever wrote was a demonic book. You know, look up the stuff about Queen Elizabeth and how she allowed her first boat to be shipped out with John Hopkins, who initially led 4 Atlantic slave voyages for the people of color. Like, you have to go and read this stuff. Our people, as melanated people, we got a real big problem with going to read information and finding out information. Is just a whole bunch of hearsay. And hearsay ain't gonna help say nothing. You need to know for yourself. It's facts over feelings. And if you all about your feelings, then facts will never help you, because you're gonna be blind, and that's why you have a group of people that can be easily manipulated. But when you have people like myself whose facts and statistics bound and just want the real essence of what's going on, I admonish you to start studying and reading. Because after 40 years of me being a Christian, and I realized that all of the people in the Bible was allegorical people, and everything started with astrology, how they say God is the sun and use the S-U-N to say he's the S-O-N, and how the sun walked on water. If you use the S-O-N when it rises every morning, because that's what the sun do, and it can walk on water because that's the sun, the actual sun rays. But you have white people that's been doing it for years that take our information, our literature, our history, how they try to tell you it's his story. They fucked you and told you some bullshit. And now we are where we are now to give you the real understanding of what's going on. They've been lying to you your whole life, and you steady out here believing everything they say, which I don't understand it. Even history has shown you that white people have always lied to your ass, and you steady going out here serving a God. Another scripture that a lot of black people think that we have a Jesus that's a black is Revelations, when it says his hair is like lamb's wool. See, y'all niggas don't even read nothing, because it never said that. It said his hair is like lamb's wool. White. It said white like lamb's wool. See, you niggas got to start reading. If it said his hairs is white like lamb's wool, and it says his face is white as snow, that just gave all you Negroes who say you're a Christian, who Jesus is coming to save you and put you up in heaven and all this other stuff. We're going to get on that too. How is this man the same color as you, and he got white hair and he got white face? They didn't told you what the color is, that kind of God he is, but you keep thinking he about you. That's where you're losing at, because you're putting all your hope and your faith in something that don't exist. You are 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's where you get the 666. The study of melanin is the study of chemistry. Why do you think the first words is chem, from ancient Kemet, which is in our ancestral area? And you need to go do the research over that to start finding out who you really are and what you really are, and the power that you possess within inside of your cosmic being of a body. White people are Neanderthals. You need to read that and study that, because they came in to try to re-alter your mind. There is a such thing as spirituality, but it's not religion. And they tried to tie the two to mess you up. And the moment that you are alleviated from all of these problems, I promise you, things in life will go a lot better for you. First point intended. That they told you that, what's one of the stories that they lied to me? Oh yeah, that Christians, when you have a communion on every 4th Sunday or whatever that is, why are y'all doing blood sacrifices? Why are y'all drinking blood and eating flesh? It says, do this in also remembrance of me. But y'all go to the church and y'all had a little grape juice and y'all had a little bread. And it says, do this in remembrance of me. It said, which his body was broken. That's that bread you eating. It said his blood that was shed. That's that juice you drinking. So if you was at that time of when they were doing that, you would have actually been eating flesh and eating and drinking, doing the blood. Like, there's no other way that a person can explain that. They'll try to make up some story. They'll try to make up a lie. But everybody that has a common conscience of thinking and reading can see if that says that, that means they was doing some rituals. And rituals don't do nothing but ultimately put you in a place of damnation. So I'm going to stop right here for today because my pizza just got ready and I'm ready to fuck it up. And I will do a part 2, I guess. Might do 7 parts because I like to listen to the comments and look at the reviews and see what people got to say. You can say something positive. You can say something negative. Either way it go, we can address it all day. And I can guarantee, I don't care if it's a pastor, T.D. Jakes, I don't care if it's Joel Osteen, I don't care if it's Geno Jennings, I don't care what preacher or pastor that it is. There are questions that cannot be answered by none of them. And you can also go look up and see if religion is man-made. The moment that you find out that religion is man-made, there goes your whole idea about a God. Because who is a God going to come down and tell his little peon people that he's God? God stands for generator, originator, and destroyer. You are God. You invent stuff, you put stuff into action, and you make it come to pass. You have all of that. Everything that you have in your house, everything that you do, that was somebody else's idea. It started in the mind, like they said on Green Mass. Started in your, oh no, that's light. Start first in your mind, then, you put it into action. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys that's listening to this video had clothing brands, had ideas, had tech companies, had whatever type of dreams and ambitions that you have. It didn't once exist, but then once you put it in your mind, you made a conscious decision that that's what you're going to do, and you put it into pass. That's what God does. So, until I come back to part number 2, 3, or 4, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave anything down there as a comment that you want to say, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I take any kind of criticism because I'm still human and I really don't care about what nobody got to say. And as long as you like the channel and the page, please click, 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 click. And make my subscriptions of people go to the roof. Till next time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it.